Why Chris put on his sexy voice out here? That's how you talk to the ladies on the phone?
Listen, man, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes it is what it is, but it isn't.
Yo, you're fucking dumb. What's going on out there, good people? We started with California Love because you know where we going with this one.
That's right. Title number 17 comes to Tinseltown.
Right. That's crazy. They tied with the Boston Celtics now.
Yeah.
Big shouts out to LBJ.
Yeah, man. And Anthony Davis. And also, shout out to the rest of the supporting cast. Shout out to Rajon Rondo.
Even Danny Green.
Yeah. Even Danny Green. Almost ruined it.
Yo, bro, when he missed, let me tell you how, like, when he missed that shot, we got a caller already. We ain't even talk about nothing yet. That can't be a caller. We haven't even talked about anything.
I don't think that's anybody.
Don't even risk it, bro.
Yeah. Not risking it for the biscuit.
At least hang up on him, though. Anywho.
God respect.
Right, anywho. If he was a real caller, call back, but we wasn't talking about
yeah, you might as well get that call on.
Right. That's oh, shoot, I ain't writing it down. It's 215-763-9596 to join the conversation this week. So yeah, no, LeBron, he was sensational the entire playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, he just played out of his mind. I know y'all want to get on me because oh, by the way, Langston's not here this week. We miss you, Langston.
Yeah.
He's out like camping, doing things with nature.
Yeah, man. Just don't what you doing, man. Just be safe. Make sure to wear a mask.
Facts. Stay protected at all times.
Yeah, man.
I know y'all want to get on me because I was calling sweep the whole time.
Yeah.
But like if the Lakers played the way that they played in game 1 and in game 6, like it would have easily been a sweep. And then hold on, before we really dive into like that closeout, let's talk about the end of game 5. I want to get your opinion on this. So, like, we know that LeBron James is always going to make the smart basketball play. Like,
yeah.
we know that.
Yeah.
So, like, when he doesn't force that shot, kicks it out to Danny Green for the wide-open 3, and he misses, how do you feel in that moment?
Danny Green shouldn't have not touched that ball, period, evidently. The guy shot 26% throughout that entire series. So, I'm not trusting the guy that's shooting 26% because the last time I heard somebody shooting 26% from three-point was Tony Roden.
Mm.
So I'm not trusting the guy, even though that he still holds the record. Funny enough, like 6 years ago for the most threes in the NBA Finals.
Mm.
I felt like there should have been a play where LeBron on top of the key, the ISO waves off the screen and tries to take that last shot for himself.
Yeah.
Other than that, sometimes even though when you make the right basketball play, even though just because it's the right basketball play doesn't mean it's the right basketball play to do.
Right.
That's all I feel. In the end, it still worked out. The Lakers came in game 6, locked in defensively, and Jimmy Butler just gave everything he can just to try to keep that series alive.
He was exhausted.
Yeah. It just didn't, like the legs were gone.
Now, before I get back into the Danny Green shot, one thing I will do is tip my hat off to Jimmy Butler because like his performance like that in that game. What was the game when he had the triple-double? Was that same game?
He almost had another triple-double.
No, he did. He did have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like much respect to Jimmy Butler.
Led the team in points, assists, rebounding, everything.
That's not typically a part of his game to go. So to see him go out there and just provide for that team the way that he did was absolutely outstanding. And it kind of made the finals more like, to be honest, like the NBA basketball fan in me, I'm glad it went 6. Like I really would have been upset if it was just a clean sweep. But Jimmy Butler was kind of giving these dudes a little bit of hope, and they had the dog in them. So it was giving the rest of the world hope, thinking like, oh, wow, Miami might really do this. But I feel like we all knew, like, there's only so much that you can do. And I just feel like Jimmy Butler was never really able to sustain that type of play.
Yeah, the only way that I thought that series was actually going to go a lot further than what it did, I picked Lakers in 6, so it went exactly how it did.
You should have bet that on Sportsbook.
I wouldn't have made no money. I think the house would have put a bet on the Lakers, and the contrarians in Miami would have just bet Miami.
Yeah.
But the only way I thought that series was going to go longer, and that heel injury by Anthony Davis was a lot more serious than what it is that he had to miss games.
Yeah.
But other than that, Jimmy Butler gave him 2.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero though, big shout out to him playing big. He has a bright future.
He does.
He always when he first came in, I'm like, yo, I like this kid, Tyler Hero. It looks like he's not afraid of anything.
Yeah.
He idolizes Devin Booker. You can kind of see that in his game. So for him to be 20 years old to put on like he did in the NBA Finals, that shows you what this kid is capable of. I hope he has that energy to go in the gym and build on his game. Yeah. And I think that's something that he can get from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, they've definitely got a bright future with Jimmy leading in charge. Him, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson.
Yo, Duncan Robinson was so annoying. He was like the shots that he was making, like you're not supposed to make those.
Yeah.
Like he's just firing, coming off like screens, just letting it fly. He's even getting banking 4-point plays. Look, even Jay Crowder got a couple of 4-point plays. Like they really weren't playing when it came to knocking down those shots.
Yeah, but now, here's the interesting point. Now people are going to be interested in going to Miami again.
I think so.
They saw what Jimmy Butler is able to do for that team. They see the young talent, and now they're going to have cap space.
Yeah.
I think Iguodala's on the books for just one more year. Gordon Dragic's contract is almost up.
I think he's up. I think Gordon Dragic.
I don't got to pay like Bam or Hero for like another few years. Yeah. Jimmy Butler's like the only like high price contract that they got right now.
That's it.
So like also no state tax either. So like free agents going to look like you guys just went to a finals. You gave everything that you can against Miami. I might be interested in playing with y'all.
Right. I mean,
and also, just a boomerang. Also, the Lakers, like basketball, the championship royalty is relevant in LA again. So
it is.
So you might also see people might line up to go play with Los Angeles Lakers like down the line, even when eventually like LeBron begins to go into more like retirement mode, you might see like people that line up like, you know what, I might play for Anthony Davis now.
How about this? Speaking of LeBron in retirement mode, how about we not even talk about that until he brings it up?
Okay.
They've been writing LeBron off for so long. I was watching a video earlier talking about how LeBron, I got to eat my own words because I said him going to LA, he would never win another championship.
Mm-hmm.
I got to really, really eat my words because, man, I just didn't expect in year 17 for him to continue to play this so high, have such a high level of play. But hold on, not even play like good. He's like getting better still. We were talking about this before we went on air. He said that year 35, like 35-year-old LeBron will beat 27-year-old LeBron with no problem. And a part of me believes that. I got some stats here. This is crazy. So LeBron's playoff run in 2019-2020 in the year 17, right? Mm-hmm. He averaged 27.6 points per game, which is his second highest out of all of his championship runs. I'm comparing this stuff to his championship runs, right?
Mm-hmm.
His assist, 8.8. That's the highest out of all his championship runs. The highest, completely the highest. His rebounds, his total rebounds, 10.8. Once again, the highest. Then his shooting percentage, 56%, the highest in year 17. And what makes this even crazier, in 36 minutes per game. His first two runs with Miami, he was playing over 41 minutes a game. His championship with Cleveland, he was playing about 39 minutes a game.
Yeah, because they couldn't afford to leave him on the bench.
Yeah, now 36 minutes a game. And I feel like this was probably, outside of Anthony Davis, this was probably one of his least talented teams, in my opinion. Like, I feel like you didn't know who was going to give you a bucket after Anthony Davis.
Yeah. But also at the same time, I feel like everybody's role when playing for the Lakers, like this year, I feel like everything was defined. Like, obviously, it's going to be LeBron and Anthony Davis, but you got, Rondo, coming off the bench.
Rondo was hooping.
Yeah, you got Dwight.
Did he give them 19?
Yes. Like, he was like 6 for 6 at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also got Dwight Howard, who's also, older, realize, all right, listen, just give me defense in the paint, just give me rebounds, like you normally do.
Right.
I feel like everybody's role was more defined. Like Caldwell Pope and Danny Green, those are your shooters. Alex Caruso, you're just the ball handler, just in case, LeBron wants to take, a series of two without holding the ball. Mm-hmm. Kyle Kuzma, you're the streaky shooter coming off the bench.
Here and there.
Yeah. Also, I feel like, coaching-wise, I feel like this is the best staff LeBron has worked with. Second best staff.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I mean, the assistant coaches on that team.
Yeah, Frank Vogel, Jason Kidd. Lionel Hollins wasn't there, in the bubble. I think they only put, one other assistant coach there.
I think it's because he was older, though.
Yeah.
They didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, but even still then, they marked, how much of his importance was also on that staff as well. So, I felt like this Laker team, like from a pure talent standpoint wise, Miami like is better.
Mm-hmm.
But just from the fact that this team is like a lot more older, more like disciplined, more refined, and the fact that I feel like everybody's roles is like legitimately carved out.
For sure.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
I feel like this is like the perfect like bow on top of a present when it comes to championships. When it comes to LeBron.
For sure. Like, were you surprised when he got that 14 Finals MVP?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I felt like when Anthony Davis had like that game where he got in foul trouble, I thought it was game 3.
Yeah, where he had that 15 points.
Yeah, I felt like, that's it. Anthony Davis is not touching that MVP trophy at all.
Yeah, he dropped the ball on that one. Because, like, even it's so crazy the standards that we have for LeBron, because even looking at his game log, we were still waiting for him to have, like, a LeBron James signature game. And I feel like we didn't really get one, and they still prevailed.
I felt like we've seen like so much of it. Like when he does it now, I don't know. It's like when you get like, I feel like when you get like a certain like thing, like often like when you get like a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And like you get like chocolate cake, all the time, you don't really appreciate it, but you always know it's going to be there. I felt like when it comes to LeBron now, you're going to get, those quiet triple doubles. And like, I know it's kind of weird saying that about,
The crazy thing is they're not even quiet. It's just like, they're not even necessarily LeBron level triple doubles.
Yeah, it's like you wake. It's like you keep watching the game and you look at the stat line. It's like LeBron's got 26, 9, and 8 going through 3 quarters. I'm like, wait, how?
Right.
it just comes out of nowhere now.
It really does. It is sneaky. Like, just thinking, like, I'm gonna give you the stat line for the closeout game, right?
Yeah.
So he played 41 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He shot 13 for 20. That's 65% from the field. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then, right, all right, his free throws is always atrocious, which makes me upset. But he had 14 rebounds,
That's
10
the
assists.
only part of his game that he's not improved on.
Right. 14 rebounds, 10 assists, 28 points in a closeout game in the NBA Finals. Even still, like, that wasn't like, oh.
It wasn't like a oh my god, like super amazing performance. It just was job's not finished.
And then hold on. All right, so here's this one. This is in the loss, right?
Yeah.
This is game 5. 42 minutes. 42 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
15 for 21 shooting. That's 72%.
He had 40 points, right?
Yes. He shot 72% from the field. He made 6 threes. He actually had his free throws that day. He went 4 for 6.
Yeah.
13 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. In year 17, the fact that he's shooting 72% in an NBA Finals game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
In the finals in general, he shot 59%. That's like what centers get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's their shooting percentage. And we're talking about LeBron James here. That's absurd, man. This dude's crazy.
It really is.
I think, and I've said it before. Yeah, like, we gotta give it up. We gotta get up for him. Like,
yeah, just
said it before and say it again. We really, really have to appreciate LeBron while he's still here, playing at this high level, because this is something we may not ever see again.
No, I said this before. I'm like, listen, Laker fans, just celebrate.
Yeah.
Just celebrate. And like other like NBA fans, like if you're a real NBA fan, just appreciate what you're seeing now, because we're going on like year 18. He's been in the league for half of his life.
Yes.
Still playing at a high level.
Very high.
Appreciate what you're seeing now, because I doubt you're going to see anybody play from when he came into the league, from when he took his team to the finals at 22 years old, up until now at age 35, going on 36 in December. You're probably never going to see this from any other NBA player.
Probably not.
Never again.
And then think about this that we'll probably never see again. Taking 3 different franchises to the finals and winning championships.
No other player in NBA history has done that.
No. As much as
it just shows you that
Jordan, he ain't take 3 different teams to the finals. For the Lakers fans should be happy LeBron chose them.
Yeah.
They didn't it wasn't like, oh, like Lakers are gonna. No, like LeBron chose y'all.
Yeah.
Like he said, this is what I'm doing. I'm bringing this over here. Yeah, I'll bring y'all back and I'll bring y'all a title.
Yeah. LeBron brought, Laker basketball back to royalty.
He did.
Yeah.
And for that, they should be gracious.
Yeah.
So
just for that, that's it.
They better not. When they put the murals up of LeBron James and this, that, and the third, they better not touch them.
No, but here's the thing now. A few weeks ago, you were talking about if LeBron wins the title, is he an all-time great Laker?
Right.
Does your answer changed?
I wouldn't consider him an all-time great Laker still.
Okay.
But him bringing a championship to LA is major. I feel like at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, like when he retires, he's going to retire as a Cleveland Cavalier. He'll probably do that one-day sign thing, and he's going to retire as a Cavalier. And I'm going to always look at LeBron James as a Cleveland Cavalier, no matter what. Like, there's parts of me where I'm like, yo, now Miami LeBron was tough. Like, but then I'm like, then the second go-round of Cleveland LeBron was amazing. Then it's like, wow, like, he's still doing it even as a Laker and he's old. Like, I don't know, man. This guy is special.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Anthony Davis is, I believe, 26.
Still young.
Yeah, so do you really
in the middle of his prime.
Yeah, so do you think this championship, if, will help him, propel him as one of those all-time great Laker bigs?
It should. The reason I say it should, because prior to this championship, if you check Anthony Davis's numbers since he's entered the league, they're very, very close to Tim Duncan's.
Yeah.
His numbers are almost virtually identical. And Anthony Davis is just that good. I believe him pairing alongside LeBron James is going to help him get more of leadership. He's going to understand how to take over games. He's going to understand when to be more assertive.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like how, LeBron going to Miami and, like, Wade helping, LeBron.
Exactly.
It helped him mold into a better leader down the line. So, like, when he went back to Cleveland, he was able to do that for Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving and the rest of that staff. And now he's doing it in L.A.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I just across the board, man, like, it's just all respect for LeBron. Like, he's a great guy. You know what I'm saying? He has his I Promise school. Yeah. Like, he's just across the board.
Overall, just a great guy and just a winner at everything that he does.
Pure. Like, just pure, man. I'm just in awe right now. Just excuse me for just being a fan and just admiring.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Listen, because normally, like, we would have to talk about, other controversial issues, but, like, when it comes to LeBron, like, there's really nothing ever to say controversial.
I don't think it should ever be any slander against LeBron ever. Like, okay, you got your Jordan people, you got your Kobe people, you got your LeBron people. We can love them all. Like, we love them all.
And my thing is this, and I'll just say this, like, how come as soon as the Lakers, like, as soon as that bell rang for Game 6, I'm like, why is the first thing that on your mind for both sides? It's like, why are you trying to compare a man that hasn't played organized basketball in the NBA for 18 years? For both sides, I'm like, let LeBron have this moment without talking about him, without Michael Jordan.
Please.
And LeBron fans, just celebrate the fact that LeBron has his fourth ring without trying to, like, slander what Jordan did.
Yeah,
there's no point.
Yeah, there's no point. Nothing gets accomplished at the end of the day. Like, we can compare forever. Okay, the Jordan fans are going to say, well, he's 6-0. Yeah, but you don't talk about how when he teamed up with Scottie Pippen, he was getting spanked in the first round. When he didn't team up with Scottie Pippen, he was getting spanked in the first round early and often. How he never won any games against Larry Bird. Like, nobody talks about stuff like that. Yet LeBron James has went up against some of all right, except this Heat team, but like in the finals have went up against some of the greatest teams ever assembled. Like, Michael Jordan played against some bums. Like, that's my personal opinion. Like that Seattle team wasn't amazing outside of Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. Like that Blazers team wasn't amazing outside of Clyde Drexler. Like the Lakers, like Magic was old at that point.
Magic was 31 years old.
And so was Karl Malone and John Stockton at that point. I'm not taking away from it at all. It's just I'm just tired of, like, when I hear old heads talk about, like, how physical it was back in the day. We seen Mike grabbing rebounds, running for pull-ups, and they weren't even contested.
I feel like this is what, how, like, I feel like now that, for me, when I look at this, I'm like, how, like when we listen to music and, like, we all have old heads, like, who are stuck in, like, 90s music, talk about, like, man, listen, that mumble rap is garbage, like, just completely ignoring that there's other rap out there outside of mumble,
Yeah.
Like, they don't talk about J. Cole, they don't talk about Kendrick, they don't talk about Childish Gambino,
Exactly.
They don't talk about, Kanye West, who's actually making music and just not saying anything at all, or Jadena or anybody else. They go straight to the mumble rap. They focus, like, on the negative.
They don't even give them a chance.
Yeah. So, like, I feel like it's just, like, what you're listening for and, like, what is for, like, there's still great basketball, like, out there. Like there's LeBron, there's Anthony Davis, there's Giannis. There's plenty of great basketball out there. Just stop being stuck in your old ways And also for us generations, like also let's take a step back and like let's also not do the same thing that like our previous generation is doing and just knocking down like 80s and 90s basketball either.
Yeah, even though it was soft, in my opinion, I feel like the only real like physical team. That's why they only showed these highlights was against the Pistons. They don't ever show any other physical basketball. Like the main, like when you see.
I don't know. Those Knicks 90s teams were like Charles Oakley and all of them. They were getting.
I mean, yeah, they were getting busy. They were getting busy, but Mike didn't have to put on strength until he kept getting spanked by Detroit. Other than that, he was just doing his own thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then think about LeBron James, 6'8" frame, 260, what he would have did in that era. He would have demolished them. They would have been confused. They would have, like I always say, like even if KD or Giannis played back then, they would have swore like those guys were aliens.
Yeah.
Like how are you 7 feet tall shooting from three?
Listen,
with him?
Like I said, like I feel like if you put either one in either era, either one's gonna. Both of them will thrive.
Yeah, and then also like the rules in today's era. I mean, it could tremendously help Mike.
Yeah, so like I'm just saying, like in a league in which Zach LaVine is averaging 28, you think Jordan can't average that?
Right, and I believe.
And like also like defensively, like points is going up, but it's like when you look at overall, like not a lot of teams are playing defense, especially in the Western Conference.
No.
Like who's the best defensive team in the league right now? What, the Lakers?
I can't even think off the top of my head.
It's like the Lakers, it's like the Raptors, and like the Celtics. Other than that, it's like just like 27 other teams that was like.
That's it.
Yeah.
But. So like I said, big shouts out to LeBron. How many? So LeBron is in year 17.
Yes.
Anthony Davis is 26.
Yes.
What's the likelihood of LeBron James getting another title?
I can see them winning one more.
Think so?
Yeah. I don't know who's going to be. Listen, the Warriors are coming back, but outside of that, it's like I'm not going to hitch my wagon on anybody else in the West other than probably the Warriors.
Yeah. We already seen the Clippers, and they've never done anything.
I mean, I don't know who even is going to coach the Clippers at this point. Like that coach.
They haven't found a coach yet, right?
No, they haven't. The Rockets, no, they're dead. They're looking at Jeff Van Gundy.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see, but no, that's not going to amount to anything.
He used to coach them back in the day.
Yeah.
And he'd just be returning back.
Yeah, James Harden will hate his guts, though.
I'll tell you this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I made a bold statement saying that LeBron would never win another championship again. Yeah. I'm eating those words right now. I'm not going to doubt the man.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to doubt the man. I'm just
looking at the Western Conference now. Really, like I said, like outside of the Warriors, like you're gonna have to show me that you could beat the Lakers.
Yeah, it's just like I just can't doubt him anymore, and I'm just looking at how he's just only getting better. Yeah. He's just only getting better, which is weird. Like how are you shooting 58% in the finals?
And that's also like one of the comments that I've seen. And once again, you listen to Uptown Radio WJY 98.5. Join the discussion. You want to give that call number?
That phone number is 215-763-9596. Call in if you want to talk that talk. Don't be scared. Like call in. We want to hear that. Like
listen.
Any person who texts me, I'm like, yo, just call.
Yeah, just call. Listen. We're also live on Facebook now on my feed as well. If you want to call in, listen, just give us a call. Yeah. But one of my friends, one of our main state callers, Julie, talked about it. He said the reason why LeBron at 35 would be 27 because that jump shot that LeBron has now is like another weapon in his arsenal that he didn't have on a consistent basis at 27.
For sure. And especially if he looks at the ball first and then lets it fly.
Yeah.
You know that thing is going down. I was waiting for him to do it, but he didn't do it. He was just serious on the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like you know when he would just like roll the ball and then just bang that three. He didn't do it, but I mean he was still knocking out crazy shots.
Yeah, but somebody did bring up a good point though. Do you think the fact that if they do have a season next year and like things do semi get back to normal and like they actually have to travel from like stadium to stadium,
right?
Do you think because when I watched LeBron, like you saw the energy that he had, like every single day, like he just wake up, go to his hotel, have to go to a game,
right?
Like, can you imagine like him having like do all that traveling?
I mean,
do you think that'll matter?
Nah, man, not as much money as this man spends to take care of his body. I don't think it will matter at this point. Like he's literally knocked down everything that the media and critics have put in front of him. Like. You don't think he's going to knock down this one? And then even in his final speech, he said The organization wants their respect. Frank Vogel wants his respect. Lakers Nation wants their respect.
Yeah.
And he wants his respect.
Yeah. And he's still going at it about, like, yo, put some respect on my name.
So at year 17, he's still telling him to put respect on his name. So you know he's going to still be hungry.
Oh, yeah. By the way, shout out to Atente Kupo for finally getting the ring as well.
he did. He got one before his brother.
Oh, man, that's going to be a really awkward Thanksgiving.
Oh, man. I mean, until his brother says something like, well, you ain't really do nothing.
Neither do you, so.
According to James Harden. Oh man, I can't wait to.
Yeah, and the NBA season is definitely right around the corner to start back.
It'll be again. Right back, right after Christmas, or they haven't even said for sure when the.
Yeah, they said the latest probably January.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
it'll be here before you know it.
Honestly, I kind of like that. Oh, okay. Hold on, we got a first caller. Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5. You're listening to the Running Back Show. Hello? Hello? Sorry about that. Gentlemen, if you want to call back in, please do. What were we talking about?
Oh my gosh, I got sidetracked. We were talking about LeBron.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, about just still getting respect.
Yeah.
Even at it's essentially his 18th season. Yeah. He's still going to get respect, but that is funny though because you were saying the NBA season is going to start till January.
Yeah.
Well, I told myself I'm not buying the new 2K until the new NBA season starts. Like y'all not dubbing me, so I'm still playing 2K20.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing 2K21 until January, and maybe when the new PS5 is out.
Okay. All right. So with the new season basically a few months away.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the person, let's exclude LeBron James. I feel like we dubbed nearly a half hour talking about him.
We could even go longer, but that's fine.
Yeah. So let's try to switch it up. We're all fair pop. We're all fair show. So what player are you looking forward to the most next season?
To be honest, I want to see how Kevin Durant returns. Mm-hmm. I'm very interested in seeing how he returns. Now, I know this is a little bit, off subject, but Xavier Woods, he just came back. And for WWE, for you guys who don't know, he tore his Achilles, right? So I'm thinking in my mind, just watching him perform in the ring, I'm like, all right, well, he don't look half bad, even though the movements in the WWE is much different from what you're going to do on a basketball court night in and night out.
Yeah.
But it kind of gave me hope.
There are more rest spots in WWE, so.
Exactly. So it kind of gave me a little bit of hope. So I'm like, all right, well, if Xavier Woods can still do this and look like he's not missing a beat, you can only hope with Kevin Durant, with his extended amount of time that he's had off, that he would come back and look at least remotely close to the Kevin Durant that we've known and loved for many years.
I'm just listen. You and Langston says Kevin Durant will come back with a hips. I'm worried about big men when they get injuries like that.
Yeah, I get that, but he doesn't have a big body. I could see if he was like Joel Embiid size.
Yeah, those legs.
He's still he's still skinny.
He's still a skinny 7-footer. That's still a big man.
Doesn't matter. What's he like? Is he like 210?
It's 240 now, I think.
He's 240 now?
230, I'm thinking.
All right, he's got to be 230 max.
Yeah.
Easily 230 max. There's no way he weighs anything close to more than that. So yeah. I'm going to look because I don't think he weighs any more than that because I don't know. That's who I'm excited to see. What about you?
Honestly, because the entire bubble concept was made for him, I'm curious to see how, Zion year 2. Yeah, Zion year 2 looks. I just want to see, number one, who's going to be their coach, and number two, with all the injuries and, the minute restrictions that he had, I want to see, how the new coach is going to play him. Yeah. Is he just going to let him cut him loose for, 30 to 35 minutes? How his leg is going to react after those lower body injuries. Yeah. Is he still going to have? Well, he's still young. He's definitely still going to have.
He's like a child still.
Yeah. Is that excess weight that he has? Is he going to slim down for a long-term figure? Or is he's going to keep it? It's just a lot of other factors that before basketball I want to see from him because they're hitching this guy as the new face of the league. When LeBron's done in 5 or so years.
Yeah.
So he's got next. So I want to see if his body's going to hold up and live up to those expectations.
Yeah. No, I've always, I'm on record saying this. I'm not sold on Zion whatsoever. But here's my thing though. I always compared his game to Blake Griffin. As it stands right now, Blake Griffin's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. That's not bad. But I don't think he's a generational, life-changing talent. That's just personally how I feel. I like Zion. I'm interested to see what he's going to do, but
if you really like him, you would actually call him by his actual name.
Nah, I'll call him Zion because I just don't like how he's been crowned already as the next up. Like Jason Tatum not out here hooping. Like Tyler Herro wasn't just out here hooping. Like Ja Morant not out here hooping. Like Giannis isn't 24 or however old Giannis
25.
is. All right, same thing. Like those dudes are they far exceed anything that Zion. I'll call him Zion at that moment because I made a mistake. Like they far exceed anything that he's done. So you should be more excited to see Ja Morant year 2 over Zion. Zion, I'm good off Zion. If anything, he needs to watch how Blake Griffin's game has evolved, and he needs to start implementing that into his game now. Because he's not going to be explosive he can be explosive, but he's not going to be able to sustain it over time. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again.
Yeah. I only say Zion because, the storylines, and we all know the NBA is hitching their wagon as the next phase.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick anybody else, you all know my answer is Luka from Dallas.
I be forgetting about Luka. I like Luka, but the only thing about him, I just feel like his game can't get any better. I feel like for his
he
age,
can be about a 3-point shooter. That's it.
But he already bangs threes with no problem.
He bangs them when he counts. But here's the thing: he's been playing since 15, so it's
it's
just a matter of whether or not it's he can just sustain it. That's all.
I don't I feel okay, of course, as a young player, he'll have to bring down his turnovers. I feel like that's mandatory. But typically in situations like this, it's all he needs is a shot. That's always the main line. If this guy gets a shot, he's this. Luka's already got the shot. He's already got the handle. He's already got the awareness.
The playmaking ability. The rebounding.
He already has
the
all
only thing
that.
You can see is he's not that good on defense. That's more of an effort thing, if anything.
Effort, and who knows? But all right, I'll bail out. Maybe he needs to get in more shape. Other than that, Luka's freaking fine.
Yeah.
I like Luka a lot. I do forget about him often.
Yeah.
He can play.
The only thing Dallas needs to do is that they need to get some goons.
They need. After the way they got punked by the Clippers, they need. They need to get a Markieff Morris or one of the Morris. They just need somebody who's going to go to bat for KP and Luka because
they got money, so maybe they might throw their hat for Montrezl Harrell.
Hey, why not?
Yeah,
do it.
I think just get some guys, just get some dirty work guys, and
some dirty dudes.
Yeah, and just get Porzingis healthy.
Yeah,
the Mavericks really don't need much, so.
Speaking of that, let me ask you this.
Shoot.
With getting Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
And we've seen in the past how gritty his teams have been. You feel like we might get a little bit of that here in Philadelphia?
No, first of all, we already have a gritty.
Well, of course.
Honestly, I would love to see that.
I hope.
Yeah. You got their two stars are their biggest calling cards are defense. Joel Embiid is the best center in the NBA. The main reason why people will take more Jokic is because what Joel is able to provide with defense.
Yep.
The only thing for Joel Embiid to do is just make sure that he stays consistently in shape.
Yeah.
But
I wish he had that dog in him though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the only time we saw that dog was when he waved off Brett Brown, I'm not coming out of the game.
Right, and that's not even anything major.
Yeah,
but all the stars do that. Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, but I feel like Ben Simmons does. I feel like what he did defensively this year, that's the next evolution to his game.
Yeah.
Just his calling card's going to be on defense. Him being a first-team all-defender, being that you got two defensive anchors. So if you see your top two stars give everything they can on defense, then I feel that trickles down. Then that trickles down to
everybody else.
Yeah, to Tobias, Matisse, whoever they bring in during the draft. Because I don't know what they're going to be doing with this roster. I don't know about Horford staying or not.
Yeah.
I don't know if Shake Milton or Furkan Korkmaz is not going to get traded either. Yeah. But I do know that it's going to be Embiid, it's going to be Simmons, it's going to be Harris.
Another good thing I'm kind of glad that another reason I'm glad that we have Doc is think about the guys that he's been able to bring on board with the teams that he's coached. Like when he was in Boston, that was a destination for free agents.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers, destination for free agents. So it's like, okay, Philadelphia, we got the 7th biggest city in the United States.
Yeah, and the 4th largest media market.
Exactly. So you tie that in with the Philadelphia 76ers and Doc Rivers. Hopefully, Philadelphia turns into a destination where guys are going to want to come play for us. Yeah. Like that would just be like a dream come true.
Yeah, you get like veterans who are like on the last sort of legs, like, okay, I'll take a league minimum when you come here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, like Rajon Rondo took a league minimum to go to
LA.
Yeah.
Right, come through.
Yeah.
Shoot, we could hopefully with Dragic, who knows where he's going to stand after this? Because he's probably not going to be getting the same money that he was getting while he was in Miami. But hey, if Miami decides to walk on him, maybe we can get him for a deal. Maybe have him come off the bench or something like that. Because
we do need a backup point guard.
We do need a backup point guard, and him even trying to play on that plantar fasciitis is I respect it. But that's typically like a 4-week healing process, and he was out there again. Much respect for him actually hitting the court, but I didn't think he was going to be effective like that.
Yeah.
I also feel like it might have messed up team chemistry a little bit because they got blitzed.
Yeah, and Kendrick Nunn was just awful out there.
Yeah. He kind of looked like a rookie.
Yeah.
Even though those games prior he was fighting, he was scrapping. Yeah, he was looking like a rookie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was my question on that. Do you think Doc would be, able to make Philadelphia a free agent sexy destination?
I mean,
you would hope.
Yeah, so two young all-stars who, they're calling cards with defense.
Especially when you got a facilitator like Ben.
Yeah, a Hall of Fame, potential future Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers. I mean, that should be enough to draw people in.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but given Philadelphia's spotty free agent, history, especially over decades, over time, it's still up in question. I mean, people still going to probably prefer going to those Houston, Houston or Dallas, Texas or Miami, Lakers. Are going to be it's like a last resort kind of ordeal.
Yeah, it is. And then you know what? This is all. I know we're not supposed to be talking about LeBron. I know we're supposed to give it a rest.
No, go ahead, man.
This is all King James. Because of him deciding to take that leap of faith to leave Cleveland to first go to Miami.
Yeah.
That put the deciding factor in the players' hands. It was no longer about coaches. Coaches didn't know. There's nothing you can do at this point. I mean, I'm sorry, not coaches. Teams didn't know what they can do. So when LeBron was able to take that and put his own destiny in his hands, that's what it comes down to. So a lot of these guys are going to oh, you know what? I want to live in Houston. Let's go to Houston. Oh, you know what? That income, that state tax in Florida looks pretty attractive. Let me go down to Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like those things are going to also be deciding factors for where guys go. So what can we give them here in Philly? Besides a cheesesteak? What's going to make them come?
Listen, I'm a Philly fan, and I love the Philadelphia fan base, but this ain't the fan base to play with.
Yeah, I mean...
we're a football town, man.
What I'm saying.
You got to have thick skin to play here.
You got to.
Yeah, so...
You got to bring it.
Yeah.
You got to bring it. Yeah. So, like I said...
I mean, heck, we run out superstars all the time, so,
And they be punks.
Yeah.
But they don't be built for that. You got to be built. You got to be... you got to be built Philly tough if you want to come here.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, but I would definitely love to see one of the Morris twins come here. Just give us one.
Come home.
Yeah, dog.
Come home.
Especially the one in LA, dog. You got to ring. Come on, man.
But they both in LA. They can both slide.
Well,
I'm sure their mom will be happy.
Yeah.
Having both their babies back. They do a lot of things in the community as well too. So that would be great for them. So I definitely would prefer maybe Marcus Morris. He's a better 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
I feel like he led the league in 3-point percentage.
Yeah. I wanted one of the Morris twins. I wanted either one Morris twin last year during free agency.
None of our Philadelphia teams do anything. They don't pick anybody.
Yeah.
Everybody we want, we don't get.
No, here's the thing. Everybody who's from Philly, make sure to get out of Philly the first chance they get.
That's true, yo. I feel like back when Tyreek Evans was eligible to play, I feel like we even talked about trying to get him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." Nobody ever want to come home.
I'm like, dog, like, you're not even from Philly, man. You're from Chester, man. Just travel from up there, man. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Close enough. Don't nobody want to come. Look, we even could have got Deion Waiters.
Yeah.
And you want to come back.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry hates us.
I get it, man. Jeez.
No, I went to a Sixers Raptors game like earlier this season, like, and the quote I saw after the game, it was like, "I'll give you the address to my house if you want to like square up, Philly fans." Because like some of them were like just talking like crazy, and I'm just like, no, this is why nobody wants to come here.
The funny thing is, speaking of Kyle Lowry, I feel like he got more respect this playoff run.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like last year might have got overshadowed, Kawhi Leonard's performance.
I feel like this whole playoff run, like gained the respect for the Raptors.
I think
because like the Raptors had nothing to lose. Like nobody expected Toronto to like even be like as high as
a 2 seed.
Yeah, 2 seed.
No,
let alone taking Boston.
That was supposed to be us.
Yeah,
at the 2 seed.
Yeah, and like they were down 2-0, and they forced a game 7 against Boston.
Yeah.
Like, but Kyle Lowry's now like he's shown that he's the leader of that team.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam, like for goodness sakes, like show up in the playoffs. If Pascal Siakam shows up for one of those games that they lost, it would have been
different conversation.
Yeah, different conversation. But like OG,
Anunoby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Norman Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dudes can all
Fred VanVleet, like
that's your man's.
Yeah.
It's
not as nice as man's. My man Fred from 52nd and Market.
You having the sharpest shape up, I swear. Now, another reason I bring that up is because it just goes to show you like how much of a leader he was by the way that the Clippers folded. Because everyone was expecting Kawhi to come in to be this whole savior and this, that, and the third. Yeah. And he's like, yo, bro, I just hoop.
Wait, what?
He just hoop. He's not even a leader.
He was like, like, what are we going to do now? Paul George, don't worry. I got you. Man, sit down.
Right. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, I seen Uncle Shay. He called him what did he say? He said way off P. He just called him way off P. I was dying this morning. I'm like, yo, Uncle Shay be funny.
Yeah.
He be having me dying.
Yeah, but it's like that Raptors series is like the way that even when they lost, it's like it was a close, tough defensive series.
Yeah.
But like meanwhile the Clippers they blew a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, Clippers ain't it, bro. They never have been. It never will be, in my opinion. I don't see it happening.
It'll never be your city.
Nah, they gotta like move this. Like, where can they move? Seattle, yeah.
Just move to Seattle.
Yeah, go somewhere. They gotta
just get the Sonics back, man.
Yeah, they gotta establish like they own.
Either them or Sacramento. Just one of them go back.
Like somewhere, yo. Clippers is just not it. And then like I'm just still curious to see who their coach is gonna be.
Yeah.
Like who? And then so let me ask you this question as well. Speaking of Doc Rivers, because I feel like a lot of what happened to the Clippers, believe it or not, might have been on Doc Rivers' watch. Now, the reason I say that is because, all right, Kawhi coming in to the Clippers, right? Mm-hmm. Think about this. Clippers, they beat Golden State at full strength. They took 2 games away from them. Golden State, like KD, them boys at full strength, right? Yeah. So then it's like the following year, you bring over Kawhi.
They deconstructed that whole roster.
Yeah, not only that, but it's like these dudes are getting royal treatment that other dudes aren't even getting. Like all the load management and everything like that. Like I think that was unacceptable, and I feel like that might have been part of the reason why the Clippers also lost because they didn't have that chemistry.
Yeah, you know what? I said the same thing. I'm like, listen, they never got to like have that full chemistry like Pat Bam. Because think about it, when the season started, Paul George was hurt.
Yep. Then
when Paul George came back, Kawhi Leonard was load managing, and then after that, Lou Will missed games, Montrezl Harrell missed games.
It's like they barely played together.
It's like I think if I had to count the amount of times on my hands that they actually played together before the playoffs, it's like probably like I can only use like one hand.
I feel like they might have played like 13 games. Yeah. Seriously, like before the playoffs, like as their actual like starting lineup being healthy and everything, they think it really might have been no more than 13 games.
Yeah.
You think Doc will do a lot of load management with Embiid?
The spoiled everyone, the Sixers were already doing it.
Yeah, but do you think he's going to do it like the way they did with Kawhi?
No.
Yeah.
They should. I feel like load management definitely takes away from because like when you're taking because when you're doing stuff and then like when you're doing something that your body's normally not accustomed to, it's a shock.
I agree.
So like if Joel Embiid can go out try to play like all 82 games like without injury, but like if you want to use them in like 30 minutes, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not a fan of like players taking nights off.
I don't think so either. I mean, especially like as a fan, like I would hate to be a Sixers fan. The Lakers are in town, and because the Lakers played the Knicks the night before, LeBron takes a load management day. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I bought this ticket
to come see LeBron,
and he's not even playing. Nah, I don't like that, and I blame the Spurs. The Spurs, they started this.
Oh yeah,
they started this, and now the league just took off.
Yeah, remember that one night? Remember that one? I remember the one game like back when we was in college in Millersville.
Mm-hmm.
Popovich sat his entire starting five out. Yeah. It was Patty Mills and Matt Barner. I mean, they still lost by 6, but like their entire game was missing. Like the Heat fans were even booing them for that.
Right, and then the crazy thing is, not only did the Spurs start the whole load management thing, Pop doesn't play anyone over 30 minutes, so they're already load managing. If we're being technical, no one like rarely sees over 30 minutes for Pop.
Yeah, I remember when I went to a game in Brooklyn and go see like the Nets and the Spurs, like Duncan and Ginobili weren't playing. It was just Tony Parker.
Right.
And Parker only played like 30-something minutes, but like the game was so out of hand, like it didn't even matter if Tony Parker came back or not.
Yeah. I just wish that whole load management thing like never existed. And I'm like I'm just glad that like some of like our real stars like don't do it. Like LeBron, he's not going to do it, and he didn't do it this year.
Yeah.
Because they were asking about it the media kept asking him because Kawhi, but like Kevin Durant, I don't see because he's a hooper. Yeah. I don't see him like being like a load management type guy.
I mean, Giannis doesn't.
No, because Giannis is a hooper.
Yeah.
It's different. Like dudes who love the game and want to play the sport and not want to take a look. Like I could see like, all right, if load management is going to be defined as like, okay, this dude gets off from practice, fine. But don't miss any games. Don't miss any games.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's very fair. Yeah, maybe not practice, maybe no shoot around this morning, whatever, but don't miss any games.
Yeah, because when you're missing games, like especially like during midseason, like that could affect, your playoff seasons.
Right.
So that also, if they want to take off for practice, fine. Just rest your body up for the game, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But just don't miss any games.
Nah.
I think that's a really good point you brought up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what Doc is going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure because Embiid has already been load managing as long as he's been on our team. So I'm just hoping
Listen, I'm just tired of the Embiid coddling. I like Embiid. I'm just tired of the coddling.
Yeah, I'm with you. Also, I don't know if we did this last week, but shouts out to Joel Embiid. He just had a baby last week, so shouts out to...
no, we didn't do that last week.
We didn't do that? Yeah, shouts out to the big man. Brought a bundle of joy here in 2020, so that's a good thing for him.
Absolutely.
That's probably why he wanted to get swept so quick. He had to get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, well, it's family, man. Unlike Gordon Hayward.
Wait, didn't Gordon Hayward have a baby and come back?
Yeah.
Or something like that? It was like real quick.
Yeah, like he was like, I'm not missing this game, and then like you still lost at 6.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, man, be safe though.
Man,
I'm terrible. I know.
Yeah, be nice, man. Be nice. I mean, at least Mike Conley was a family man. He came back to the bubble right away after he had a kid.
Yeah.
Big shouts out to them.
Yeah, man. Listen, fatherhood is a beautiful thing. I mean, I'm not a father, but I got plenty of friends who are, and once that little person comes in the world, like everything changes.
Pretty much, like right now, I've known like a lot of my friends are like losing their mind who have kids because they got to do like the virtual learning and stuff like that. And like my one friend, she was telling me one time how she was like hiding in the bathroom like from her daughter for a minute because like it's like the kids just don't stop. Got like unlimited energy. Just don't stop.
Let the energizer money.
Facts. So crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm not having them kids roll out.
Yo, you and me both. Look, I can't even take care of myself. So
yeah, like once I get that, like figured out,
Yeah, once I know what I'm doing, then yeah.
Yeah, then I'll put my hat in the ring. Then I might become a Russell Wilson. But
Facts. But until then, I'm gonna just be acting like Future.
Yeah.
It's only right.
I mean, Future got kids, but
no. Hold on. That's not what I meant. I'm saying? Like, because Russell Wilson's a great guy. He's a great family man.
Yeah.
And Future got like 6, 7 baby moms.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe that was a bad analogy. Okay, yeah. I'm not. Okay, yeah. No, we're gonna just scratch that for now, because I don't want to be like Future.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're listening to Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5. Uptown Radio. on uptownradiophilly.org and on Facebook Live as well.
The number to call in while Chris gathers himself is 215-763-9596 to join the conversation.
I never thought there'd be like a future drop in this.
It's me. I mean, it's unexpected. You never know what's going to come from me. But, yeah, for sure. We've so far, for those of you who are listening, we've so far recapped the NBA Finals, gave LeBron James a lot of credit, a lot of love. We've talked about. It's a phone call.
Uptown Radio WJYN. Oh, hey, Dad, how's it going? Oh, thank you.
Thomas is your last. What's up, Mr. Thomas? How you
doing?
No,
it's Mr. Norris.
Sorry, Mr. Norris. How you doing, Mr. Norris?
Yeah.
just trying to show I got respect. See.
So, what's going on?
Oh my God! It was so bad. It was frustrating, right? Because the way that they were getting him open, it just always makes me upset. Like, why can't our teams do anything like this? Like, it just looks so innovative, like something that I've never seen a day in my life. And then next thing you know, because I'm a sports bettor a little bit too, so right before he got that third touchdown, something was telling me like, you know what, let me bet this kid that he's about to get another touchdown. But I don't know, something came over me. I'm like, oh no, the Eagles are going to adjust. Next thing you know, that boy walked right in the end zone. He was killing us.
Yeah, the Eagles haven't had a really good linebacker core. So probably since Andy Reid.
Probably so.
Yeah, I can't even count the last time we actually had like I think the last Pro Bowl like linebacker that the Philadelphia Eagles had was probably Carlos Emmons.
Jeez, that sounds so long ago. What year was that?
I think that was like 2002, 2003.
No, we had Jeremiah Trotter by then at least. Yeah, we had Ike Reese. Yeah, you went back too far. Somebody. The only thing I'll give Nate Gary credit for is that if you check the box score, he gets a lot of tackles. Like he's around, but he's getting torched. Like when it comes to like coverage.
Listen, it's the Casey Matthews tackles. That's what I call them. Just after he gives up the 20-yard catch, sure he gets a tackle, but it's already 20 yards and over his head.
Yeah. That's been his issue for years, especially the way that we see the cornerbacks like give the receivers so much space to run. It's frustrating. Like we can get killed by slants all game and we have no adjusting.
Pick offense, defense, man.
Tired of it. Been done. He did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the major reason why they only got to him one time is simply because Ben Roethlisberger was able just to get the ball underneath all the time because they were playing so off on defense, and Jim Schwartz never adjusted. It's
never does.
Yeah, but listen, the only positive that came out of it is the offense managed to pull out the best, offensive performance of the season Carson Wentz finally found, a good rhythm with their undrafted practice squad, hopeful, Travis Fulgham. 10 catches, 150 yards, which is the first time an Eagles wide receiver had over 150 yards to Jeremy Maclin 6 years ago.
Jeez.
Greg Ward is definitely becoming a more prominent slot option for him. And I don't know what's going on with Zach Ertz. I don't. Go ahead. Yeah, and I feel like that's the major issue is that they keep putting, their wagons on these older wide receivers like Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey instead of just, actually trying to do the right thing and just draft actual wide receivers. And that's also Oscar Howard. I feel like he constantly tries to be the smartest guy in the room and pick the guy that nobody else thought was coming instead of just making an obvious pick.
That's literally what I was going to say. I was going to say the same thing. My only thing that frustrates me about Howie is yes, he wants to try to be the smartest guy in the room, but how come we don't pick guys from these NFL factories literally you got your Auburns, you got your Clemsons, your Oklahomas, like LSU, all these big time schools that literally gives you an alley-oop. They produce NFL players, and you go to TCU, you go to random Boise State,
you go to
Oregon. Where did Carson play? South Carolina, South Dakota,
North Dakota.
Whatever. Nobody cares. That's the thing that bothers me.
Yeah, Trey Lance. Trey Lance is really good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention my dad's a huge fan of Joel Embiid.
I think me and your daddy get along great.
Mm. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say Camry. They got more like a Ford Focus engine.
Toyota Camry. Oh man. Anyway, Dad, thanks for calling in.
Appreciate the call, Mr. Norris. My bad.
All right, call it back anytime. All right.
Take it easy. My bad for messing up your dad's name.
It's all good.
My bad. Nah, he was speaking nothing but facts.
He's spot on, man.
It's nothing but facts.
Yeah.
So I guess since your dad introduced it, we might as well segue into that Eagles game.
Yeah.
That was a rough one.
Yeah.
Kind of knew the outcome.
But listen, in a way, I kind of felt, the only thing I felt positive was about the offense. The offense was down 17, after that early third quarter Carson Wentz interception.
It looked better.
Yeah.
Travis Fulgham, I'm not going to lie. During the game, when it was, close, I was on Twitter acting like a madman. I was up here saying, Travis Fulgham better than Jerry Rice. I'm saying, Travis Fulgham was, the second coming of Terrell Owens.
No, the one thing I love about Philadelphia, Eagles Twitter, is that they pull no punches. I saw one dude was like, "Yo, can we chill on Travis Fulgham? He's better than Michael Thomas." Somebody quoted the tweet and put Michael Thomas' stats with Travis Fulgham, and Michael Thomas has been hurt, so they really have identical stats.
Cause man, Travis Fulgham the MVP right now.
Yeah.
Shoot, for real, that was Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
That was Odell Beckham really played for the Eagles that game.
Yeah.
Because that's the way Travis Fulgham was looking.
Yeah, and people were talking about him potentially being the next Victor Cruz. I don't mind that at all. Victor Cruz,
Cruz was tough before he got hurt.
Yeah, before those legs gave out, he was actually a really good, slot wide receiver. But yeah, it's good to see, Wentz have chemistry with somebody because he needed to, outside of Ward, he needed to find that chemistry with somebody.
Yeah.
10 catches, over 150 yards. He got the touchdown. Greg Ward, 4 catches, 26 yards. He had a touchdown as well. But you're seeing every single week, slowly but surely, him getting this chemistry down. Now he's got it with Fulgham, he's got it with Ward, he got it with John Hightower. Hightower dropped that, touchdown pass.
Yeah.
That could have potentially put 7 more points on the board, and then the momentum would have swung more to Philadelphia's favor going into halftime.
I'll tell you one thing though, I like John Hightower's effort.
Yeah.
Because remember that one deep pass that Carson threw when he got hit?
Yeah.
And it Hightower he dove forward and it just hit his fingertips. For me, that was enough. That was enough for me because it's the effort. When Aguilar, when we had him last year,
he pulled away from it.
He wasn't diving for balls like that. Even though they would have been in reach, he wasn't diving for balls like that. So I just appreciate the effort that these guys are giving.
And that just tells me, I'm listen, those 3 guys you got now, when Rieger comes back, from a stomach injury, and when Dallas Goedert comes in, rock with those guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Deshaun Jackson. I don't want to see Alshon Jeffrey.
I'm good.
There's no benefit for those guys playing right now. There is no benefit unless you're trying to trade them off in the trade deadline. But even then, it's what you see is what you get. If you don't want to trade them at the end of a few games, you're not going to get them anything from.
And at this point, you ain't seeing nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, they John Cena out there. You can't see anything. You can't see them at all. Your boy got on the board though.
Which one?
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Yo, he got on the board. He finally made a deep catch, and then didn't he do a bonehead play or something?
He did a celebration, and then but even still, then when everybody got to the offense, it was a 30 to 40 yard play, and you got 3
minutes. 5 seconds left.
Yeah, so it didn't matter at all. But
let me ask you this question, bro. So when I'm watching, right, I feel a part of that game, the Steelers had the referee in their pockets. You notice there were a couple moments where we ran out of bounds, but the clock kept going. Did you ever notice that?
I did notice some.
Especially in the end of the first half.
Yeah.
With under the 2 minutes, there was one point where Fulgham caught it, ran out of bounds. The clock kept going. It happened multiple times.
I did notice a few other calls that kind of didn't go our way, that pass interference call that got the Pittsburgh to the 1 yard line on Darius Slay. I'm that wasn't pass interference at all.
Right, and Darius Slay got called for 2.
Yeah.
Which is complete BS.
Yeah.
Now I think one of them okay, a
little
you can call it any play if we want to be technical.
Yeah.
They pick and choose when they call. It's just like a holding call.
Yeah.
They pick and choose when they want to make these calls. So it's come on, now how convenient they want to throw the laundry out there.
Yeah, but I want to give credit to both Darius Slay and Fletcher Cox when they were both down with injuries. I'm like, oh my God, no. Because I saw Fletcher fresh out next thing you know he's back in one series. So I feel Fletcher's the only guy that like on this team where it's like when he gets injured, you're like, oh, it's cool. I'm just gonna miss like a few plays. I'll be back.
Yeah, like, and that's the kind of guys that we need on this roster and on this team. But I mean, other than that, I mean, Carson Wentz he had another okay performance. I mean, he still threw 2 interceptions, which brings his total up to 9 for the season. But he was 20 for 35, 258 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Got sacked 5 times. Now, a lot of the sacks are on him because it's like, bro, just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Throw it out of bounds. Like, he's always trying to be a hero, which is cool. Like, I love it, but be smart. Please be smart. Like, even Ben Roethlisberger, he knows when to toss it out of bounds. And then Carson's QBR for that game was 81.7. So, I mean,
the best of the season.
Yeah, it's the best of the season.
And
so he's
think,
improving.
like, this is the number 5 best defense. So it's like this offense could put 29 points against one of the better defenses. Not only that, one of the better pass rushers with like Bud Dupree and like T.J. Watt coming after you.
Yeah, T.J. Watt's tough.
Yeah, so it's like that's probably maybe that's a good time for good things to come. Like Jordan Malaya, up until that last series that Philadelphia had a really strong game. Kind of sucks that Lane Johnson's going to be missing the next 2 weeks, resting on the ankle. But at least it's not the S word. At least it's not surgery.
I know. I mean, I'll take it. But then also remember last year we were dealing with something similar with Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
Fine, he was resting. Next thing you know, it's surgery. Then it's like, oh, he could have been back if he got the surgery. So it's like, as long as we're making the right decisions to ensure that these players can get on the field and help the Philadelphia Eagles win games, all right, then by all means, like, okay, if he doesn't need surgery, cool. But if there's any type of chance that he's going to need surgery, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to get you better because this isn't just for the Eagles, but this is also like your livelihood. Like, you want to make sure that you're okay even after football is over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, like, okay, if you look at the box score, you say he had a good game. He didn't.
No, he didn't.
He just had that run.
Yeah.
That's all he had.
But that was a really good call, though, that Doug Peterson had, like during that halfback draw, like a 3rd and long.
That was. And then there's another thing that's been frustrating me about our offense.
Okay, sure.
Remember how great Boston Scott was for us at the end of last season? Where's he been?
They're not using him right.
They're not using him at all. He should be our Sproles guy.
Like they're using him for like runs up the middle. I'm like, that's not his.
They had him in like a power eye. I wanted to bang my head on the TV. I'm like,
dog,
what?
That's not his game at all.
The dude is 5'2". You're trying to like run him
5'6", 180.
Whatever. He's 5'2", trying to run him between the tackles like he's Mike Allstott. Are you kidding me? I was so like what be going through Doug's head half the time?
I don't get it either. And it's also induced. It's also induced as well. He runs the running back rotations as well. So it's like, what makes you think that?
But he's not calling the plays.
Yeah, I know. But even so, then I'm like, what makes you think that a 5'6", 180-pound running back is going to be good in a 3 tight end single back set on a goal line? Like that doesn't work.
Right. That doesn't come on, Like at least
if you did all that, why not get Devontae Freeman?
Right. Exactly. Or like just use Corey Clement in that situation because he's a bigger back.
We need a new running. We need like a power running back.
We need something, man.
We haven't had one since LeGarrette Blount.
Yep. And before that, I couldn't even tell you. And that's what we need. We need somebody. We need a running back who's going to wear down the defense. That way, when Miles Sanders finally gets the ball, it's like, yo, this like they're not playing. I wish we would have went after Freeman. Now he's rotting away in New York.
Yeah.
Jeez. I don't understand why Philadelphia would you know what? Le'Veon Bell's on the market. You know it ain't happening.
Yeah.
You know it ain't happening. I don't think we even should talk about it.
That's too much of a salary cap hit. We're going to be close to $70 million over the salary cap next year, so that's not even worth entertaining.
It would be great, though.
Yeah. Either way, Le'Veon needs to get away from Adam Gase as far away as possible.
It's just so crazy, as being...
Also, my fantasy team needs it as well.
Oh, we definitely going to talk about fantasy, because you've been rolling, I've been rolling. But as much as, it pains me to say this, I just feel like the fans, I feel like we have much more of a pulse on the team than, the actual, owners and general managers and stuff like that. It's just bruh, this is what we need.
I think when my dad called earlier in, I think it was spot on. They got Fat Cat after that Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
They caught that lightning in the bottle and they're just content. Where it's like, you know what? We're in a terrible division. We're going to roll out a 8-7-1 team. We're going to win the division in a playoff game. Everybody's going to be happy. No.
And that's the thing. Even last year, when we were in that playoff run, didn't think we were gonna win anything, so I wasn't excited. I'm just like, oh, we made the playoffs. Cool. We're not gonna win a Super Bowl. Like, why are we here?
Honestly, like, I thought it would be a competitive game against Seattle. It still was.
If Wentz didn't get hurt.
Yeah, like, my thing is that I wasn't happy that Philadelphia made the playoffs. I was just happy the fact that, Carson Wentz is actually going to be playing in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
But when he got that blindside hit by Jadeveon Clowney, that took the wind out of all my sails. I'm like, listen, I don't want to see any of this now.
Yeah,
it just kind of deflated everything.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. I felt like that was because we talked about this in previous shows. Eagles never beat the Seahawks. I felt like that was finally the game where they were going to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and it was at home. We're at the Link. Now, next thing you know.
Yeah, listen, it was the Carson Wentz getting knocked out. Then they add insult to injury, like that third down play. DK Metcalf put the dagger in us, and on the other side, we got JJ Arcega-Whiteside. That is going to haunt Howie Roseman for like the rest of his life.
Even the Justin Jefferson move. I feel like everybody that we passed up on is outstanding.
Yeah.
Everybody. I just wanted to touch on this real quick because Ben Roethlisberger really shredded us.
Yeah.
27 for 34, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
He had a quarterback rating of 125.4. Jeez. And
that's what happens when you play that sticks defense.
Yeah, bro. He was lighting us up. Like, he looked like the old Big Ben, and it looked like he slimmed down a bit.
Yeah. But the one thing that did kill also Philadelphia was the fact that they couldn't defend, those misdirection plays.
No. They have no clue.
Yeah.
They have no
Like, Nate
clue.
Gary was constantly out of position. They did not adjust. At some point, he was like, listen, maybe I should have, my best cover corner, Darius Slay kind of shadow. This guy that already scored 2 touchdowns on us.
Yeah.
There's no adjustments. There's no sense of urgency. And, I feel like until, you see a move from the top down, all right, listen, we're going to fire this guy. I don't think they're, just to put people on notice.
Yeah.
Because, obviously earlier, a few days ago, Dan Quinn was fired.
Yep.
And, not only he was fired, but also the special teams coordinator and the general manager was also fired.
They cleaned house. And Matt Ryan might possibly get traded.
Yeah, and Julio Jones as well.
They sent Julio?
Yeah, Matt Ryan or Julio Jones.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're two big contract hits.
So they're resetting in the middle of the season.
Yeah, they are.
Wow. Can we get Julio?
No, don't stop. We never get our man. All things our worst nightmare definitely will come, some team Washington will get him or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of Washington, I mean, the human side of me is kind of glad that Alex Smith is able to get back in the field, and do something that he loves and do something that he's been training to do his entire life for.
Mm-hmm.
But the other side of me, I'm like, why is this man on the field right now?
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I mean, I love a true underdog story. I love seeing people, beat adversary, make all types of changes, overcome everything that they've struggled and things that have been in their way. But to see that man on an NFL field shouldn't happen. Especially even before Kaepernick. This dude basically got a prosthetic leg out there. And he's on an NFL field. To me, I don't think that is right. I get it, he was under contract, but it's he's not going to provide anything for that team. And then go ahead, talk about your boy Haskins, because they did him dirty.
Yeah, he got benched. He not only got benched, he also got double benched. He was inactive. They started Kyle Allen got hurt, and which, funny thing else, I think that was their plan all along. They wanted a way to get Alex Smith back on the field without just straight up doing it.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is that Alex Smith got sacked 6 times. And you put him back in against the most destructive defensive force in the league, Aaron Donald. And I'm like,
right, exactly.
Yeah, hold on. We got another caller. You're listening to Uptown Radio WJYN. What's going on?
What up, Relly Rel?
Shoot.
No Yak Zach. He's I'll let you shoot, Chris. I think you've walked over to the dark side.
5 catches for 15 yards over these last 2 games. If the deal's right, if you can get like a second, or like another mid-round pick for him, then I guess you got to move on from him. I won't trade him yet until I see Dallas Goedert back fully healthy.
I've been on train saying trade him since the beginning.
And you have.
Since the draft. I'm like, yo, let's get what we can. We can get these picks for him. We can free up cap space, which is going to help us at linebacker, what can help us at secondary, which can help us at, I don't know, offensive line. Like, I think it's been time. Like, that's the business side in me that I see. Like, I love Zach Ertz. He's been great. But the more and more I watch these games, I'm like, yo, they should have pulled the trigger. That's why I came up with the name No Yak Zach. Every time he catches a ball, he falls to the ground.
And the only reason why I was hesitant on trading him is because, the way the season is, with no, like, training camp and no, like, proper off-season, is because I'm not comfortable trading, our tight end's, like, favorite target in, like, an off-season like this, and, like, he has to learn, like, how to, like, throw to everybody now on the fly, given all the injuries. But now at this point, it's like his impact and the chemistry is not even worth it because there's no chemistry now.
You can pretty much render him obsolete.
Yeah.
And I think he was.
He's got 1 touchdown.
Yeah, 1 touchdown on the season.
And that was the first game of the season, I believe.
Yeah. Another thing, I'll play devil's advocate because I love to do this as well, but teams know that. So they're on Zach Ertz. But still, we saw what George Kittle did to us. We knew who the ball was going to every time.
We saw Travis Kelce do it.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews. Even Jimmy Graham is coming back here and there. Like, everybody's, like, hooping. But Zach Ertz. So, like I said, I appreciate him making that amazing play in the Super Bowl, helping secure that Super Bowl victory for us. I appreciate everything that he's done during his tenure here in Philadelphia. But the best business move is to trade him while his stock is high. Unfortunately, now his stock is starting to drop. So now what are we going to get for him? A 7th? And the Eagles would accept it because you know how they be. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, that first interception that I saw against Pittsburgh, I'm like, I've never seen both of them like so off rhythm. It's bad. Yeah,
exactly. Right, but I mean, also just to kind of throw this out there, you could look at Tom Brady and you can look at Gronk because Gronk hasn't been that active, even though he's been out for a year. But Brady hasn't been targeting Gronk. Now, one thing I did want to throw out there on Ertz is he's been targeted 35 times this year by Carson Wentz. He only has 20 receptions. So I mean, on the surface it may look like okay, but he's not doing anything. Like the last game against San Francisco, he had 4 receptions for 9 yards. What? Are you kidding me? And in this previous game, he only had 1 reception, but he had 6 targets for 6 yards. So it's like, yeah, Zach Ertz, like as we say, bro, he out there doing cardio. You would think. Yeah, it was more shocking to see that Travis Fulgham was still getting targeted the way that he was over Zach, and it's like, all right, if Fulgham is getting targeted this much, that should probably bring the pressure off of Zach a little bit. That way, he can finally get through the middle, become that big red zone target that we know he is, and it's just like, nah, didn't happen whatsoever. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're just giving him the same effort he's been giving on the field. So
sounds about right.
Anyway, thanks, Ralph, for calling in.
Appreciate the call. Yeah, no, yeah, Zach, man, it's definitely been disappointing.
Yeah, man, and sure, you called it.
Yo, and the thing is, I don't like when I say things like that. I don't necessarily want to be wrong. I mean, right, but it's like the writing is on the wall. Like, there's only like. It's like it's upside. He's not going to get any better. His draft stock isn't going to be any higher. So it's like now's the time. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we might have missed out on it.
Yeah.
For all we know, next game he might explode against the Ravens.
Yeah. Or and we got the Giants on Thursday night. I think that's going to be a vintage Zach Ertz game.
You would hope, but
yeah.
I mean the way the Giants came out against the Cowboys, I'm like, yo, the Giants really about to do this.
Yeah, but the Giants defense didn't.
Nah, not at all. I wanted to go back real quick before we leave off on that. While we're back on the Eagles, so we were. If you look at that game, we were pretty much dominated by Pittsburgh. Like, Pittsburgh really run Pennsylvania right now. They had 25 first downs, right? They had 10 more plays than us. They had 67 plays to our 57. Their rushing yards, they had 136 rushing yards on the ground. But the only thing, and time of possession, they had 34 minutes to our 25 minutes. So, like, that was just absolutely absurd, the way that they just mollywopped us. But one thing I will say that we can grow on a bit, we had 3 attempts in the red zone, and we were 3 for 3. Yes. So being able to finally get down in scoring opportunities and take advantage, that's something that we've been needing for quite some time, because I'm tired of seeing games where we're struggling to get freaking 17 points. Like, that's 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and that's what we've been struggling to get. I don't want to see that from this team, especially with the caliber of players that we have. It's absolutely unacceptable. So to see that, it's good for me. Yeah.
And we're definitely going to be taking a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to be talking about that Cowboys-Giants game and the Dak Prescott injury. Stay tuned. You're listening to Uptown Radio, WJYN 98.5.
Is it the lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, boy.
Like, I'm on air. Like, how am I supposed to? Wasting paper. Alright, so we're gonna come back in. We're gonna talk about Dak Prescott's injury and I thought about that, and other games that happen.
Kansas City got beat down.
Yeah.
We already talked about the foul games.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Eagles having some holiday week.
Not yet. Oh, perfect time for everybody to come back in and boo the hell out of us.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh, they get to see Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Oof.
Let me drink and drink. I think the YouTube's still going. Bro, this Chipotle I'm about to get.
Yeah.
You ever had like their carne asada steak?
Yeah.
She's good. Shake it, baby. Shake it. My bad.
I think that was a really good, song choice for today.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah.
Even though I've never been to LA. You've been to LA, right?
Yeah, I've been to Burbank.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
I've never been. It's kind of a good thing I've never been to LA, because like red is my favorite color.
Yeah.
And you see I'm set tripping right now. I got the red shoes. I got the all blue. I don't know if I don't know. Like, I don't know what to wear if I ever go to LA. So maybe there's a good reason why I haven't been.
Black.
I guess you can't go wrong with that.
There's black's a neutral color, so.
All right, cool. Well, at least I know that, because like the amount of red shoes that I have makes no sense. Then there's days when I literally wear all red.
Yeah, like most of my clothes are like they're neutral. So it's like I got a lot of black, a lot of navy blue, and a lot of gray. So just a lot of neutral colors.
The wild part about it is red's my favorite color, and blue's my second favorite color. So it's like I'm always gonna be wearing one of those two colors at some point.
Yeah. Also, at the same time, like, though, you're in California for a few days. Just relax, man.
You never know, man. Trying nobody ask me where my grandmama stay, where my mama stay.
You just always make something up.
Nah, see, that's I'm like, nah. I'm from Philly. We say John.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They could just say like you're a cousin for somebody.
Yeah, nah, that's true.
Yeah, again, you're never safe.
One day.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And once again, you listen to Uptown Radio WJYN 98.5. If you want to join that discussion, we already have people calling in. You want to get that number?
That phone number is 215-763-9596.
And, from before commercial break, we did talk briefly about, another game that happened in the NFC East. The Giants and the Cowboys. And Dallas finally got a win, but, in the words of Nomura and Avengers, Infinity War, but at what cost?
Yeah, and it was everything.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad. Dak Prescott, he went down with his injury.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch.
Broken ankle, compound fracture. He's going to be out for at least 4 to 6 months. They said the timetable is more leaning towards 6 months. So hopefully he's expected to be back by training camp next year, regardless of what team he's on. He has a franchise tag for $31.4 million. This is the final year of his deal, so we're not even sure if he's even going to be in Dallas next year.
Yeah, it's.
I know Stephen Jones says that we're going to take care of Dak, and we got long-term plans for him. But listen, I'll see it when I believe it. If he was part of your long-term plans, a deal would have gotten that made.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like if they were to tag him again, he would get up to $37 million. But this is
about that security, man.
This is the sad part. I was watching Uncle Shay earlier on Undisputed. He was saying there was a situation where he was franchise tagged.
Yeah.
And what happened was when he got franchise tagged, he felt insulted. He looked at it as if the team was betting against him because he didn't get that money.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately he got injured, got cut, and he's like, the team won. They got exactly what they want. Unfortunately, after seeing him say that, I kind of agree with him. Because if they wanted Dak, they would have signed him. They bet against him, and the franchise won. And it's really sad to see. Dak has done nothing but perform. And we talk about this all the time. It's tough for me to speak about a Cowboys fan, like a Cowboy, like the way that I'm speaking. But come on, the numbers don't lie, the eyes don't lie. Dak has been nothing but a stand-up guy for them.
Yeah, a leader in that locker room.
A leader. Like I'm not even gonna call him Dakota today. Dakota Rain, I know you'd be good for that. But, I really feel for him. I think Dallas did him dirty. Like I said, I understand the business standpoint. I just talk business when we talk to Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
So I understand the business.
We understand the business side of it, but we also need to understand the business side of the players as well.
Yes.
You understand, why players are holding out. Yep. It's not because they're selfish. It's because they want that security.
Exactly.
If you're that important, here's the thing. If you're in a position high enough at your profession, like anybody else, and you want to get paid, you're completely and utterly justified to doing so. For that. Yep. Dak held out. Eventually got franchise tag. Wanted to come back and prove that I deserve to be get paid $35 million. Like Patrick Mahomes, like Deshaun Watson, like these next guys up.
Right.
Unfortunately, that injury, it was a really, really terrible.
It was gruesome.
Yeah.
It was.
I couldn't watch it, but But everybody, just wish that soon, his former head coach Jason Garrett went to, go check up on him. Carson Wentz, went on there saying I battled through my injury. I wish you nothing but the best. And Dak Prescott's brother posted that picture with him and Dak at the hospital. I'm like, you know what? That's what it's all about. Even during your lowest times, people that matter to you the most, the people that are in your corner are in your corner.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, I just can't get over how they did this guy. He did everything for them. He left everything on the field for them. He did nothing but perform for that team, and they did him absolutely dirty. And it's funny, though. It's funny because I feel like if – I'm going to choose my words wisely here.
Okay, shoot.
Let's just say, for example, that this was Tony Romo in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
he would have been got paid. And Dak's numbers are either virtually identical or they exceed anything that Tony Romo has done. I think if it was the other way around, because Jerry Jones, he loved Tony Romo. He loved him. Tony Romo never achieved anything.
Listen, here's the thing. When Jerry's enamored with a player, like when he has that personal connection, he makes sure he takes care of him. Did it with Romo. He did it with Jason Witten. Did it with, not really, did it up to DeMarcus Ware, before he left for Denver.
Right.
So, listen, when Jerry wants to take care of you, he'll take care of you.
Yeah.
He did it with Zeke and Amari Cooper, but, Dak was the malcontent out of that trio.
Yeah, I think they just did Dak dirty.
Yeah.
They did Dak dirty. So I don't know. Like for that, I hope the Cowboys don't win another game. For that, because they did him wrong. Andy Dalton's not going to be your answer. He's not going to be your answer. That's what you were banking on when you franchise tagged him, and you insulted him by signing Andy Dalton. Like, come on, the writing was on the wall. Believe it or not, I hate to say it, Jerry Jones is probably sitting there like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Like, hey,
yeah, obviously he's going to put that to the side. Like, oh, I'm worried about Dak, and we're going to take care of Dak. I'm just like, Doc, in the privacy of the home, in your home, you're like,
right, that I don't have to come out of pocket for this.
Yeah.
Forget Dallas. I knew there was a reason why I really, really hated them, and I never trust Jerry Jones in his suits and that slick back. He just looks like a villain.
Yeah.
Never trust those types.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nah, they did them dirty. So where do you think Dallas goes from here? Because as of right now, they're winning the NFC East, or what is it? 2-3, right?
Yeah, by half a game.
This is
yeah, I know. Listen, regardless,
it's a dumpster fire.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the one thing that there is. Division winners going to host a playoff game, and people just need to accept it. There have been much worse division winners. I remember one year Carolina won a division at 8-7-1. I remember that one year Seattle won it at 7-9, and they upset. Listen, it happens every other few years. Unfortunately for the NFC East, it's just back-to-back years, and we're on the chopping block for ridicule.
Sadly,
but for Dallas, listen. For Dallas, I think the offense is going to be going back to more Zeke-centric. And I always said this about Dallas, and you can listen to all my shows. I'm nearly been here for a year. This is crazy.
Congrats.
So November will be officially a year.
Oh, we gotta do like a celebration.
Yeah, like end of November is officially a year since we've been here at Uptown Radio.
We gotta pop bottles or something.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll make sure I don't say any of the words on the list when we do.
Oh yeah, definitely. But back to it. I said this about Dallas's offense. It's an idiot-proof offense. You have a good offensive. Well, now the offense is not good now. Everybody's hurt, but you have a top-tier running back, and you have 3 Pro Bowl caliber wide receivers: Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. Dalton Schultz is a really good tight end. So it's like there's really not much Andy Dalton has to do off script in order for them to continue the offensive train going. So.
So you would think with him being a veteran, he might be able to identify defenses a little bit more. He might be able to put receivers in the right place so that way they can go ahead and move the ball down the field, call those audibles, get Zeke the ball when that's the only plus in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's not like he's played on a loaded, offense before like he did in Cincinnati, with Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill, AJ Green, Tyler Boyd. Mohamed Sanu. Yeah. He's like Tyler Eifert, whenever he's on the field. So it's like he's played in a loaded offense before. And the way the offense is set up in Dallas, especially now where he's not supposed to be the guy to he's not, from face to face, Zeke is the face of that offense.
Right.
So there's really not much he needs to do. He just needs to go out there, trust those big body wide receivers, and get the ball to Zeke 20 to 25 times.
Yeah, they should be fine.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't want them to be fine though.
Yeah, but they're going to be shootouts every single week because of how bad this defense is. Though.
Mm-hmm.
So the question now is can you trust Andy Dalton to win your shootouts week to week?
I don't think so. He hasn't really been in a lot of positions where he's gotta be in shootouts.
Sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
Nah, you're all good, bro. But he hasn't really been in positions where he's gotta, give you those type of numbers. Now, granted, he was only on the field for a few drives, but he went 9 for 11 while he was out there, so he looked pretty good. He got sacked. He didn't throw any touchdowns.
Yeah, that last throw that saw the game went field with Michael Gallup. That was a really nice line.
Yeah, no, he put it right where it needed to be.
Yes.
That game though, that was mainly the running backs were going insane. like Zeke finally had like a Zeke game finally for the 19 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. He finally had a Zeke game, and believe it or not, that's the type of games that you are going to get from Zeke at this point. Like that, that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, at this point, I mean, with all the injuries, especially like on the big name running back basis, like. You can definitely say that.
Saquon, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Now Dalvin Cook is going to be missing next week.
Jeez Louise. Everybody's just dropping.
Yeah, just dropping like flies.
Yo, talking about another Texas team. Shout out to your boys, the Texans. They finally got a win.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that? Your boy out there.
Yeah, just.
Your boy. I mean, he did 3 touchdowns and got 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I like the shade that J.J. Watt threw at the end of the game. It was like, man, football's finally fun again.
Oh man.
Yeah, just oh my god, Bill O'Brien should not be a part of any organization ever.
Yo, I forgot they had Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, one of Bill O'Brien's genius moves.
I guess he had 8 receptions for 161 yards.
He'll have 2 of those every year.
Yeah.
Before going out with a mysterious injury.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny. Before I came here, I watched a video. Brett Coleman, he does he's probably one of the best breaking down team films and all that. He's a Texans fan, so he broke down what made the Texans where they are now, in which they're 3 games under 500. They have no draft capital, and they're the most expensive team in the NFL right now. And he broke down every move. It started with, them trading their left tackle down in Seattle, Dwayne Brown. Letting go of guys like Kareem Jackson, Jadeveon Clowney, not getting anything back really for Jadeveon Clowney, not getting really anything back for DeAndre Hopkins.
Nothing.
Taking on a really bad contract, and David Johnson, another bad contract, and Brandon Cooks is spending a 2nd-round pick for that. So now all they got is Deshaun Watson and just Scotch tape.
Pretty much.
They're so strapped for cash they can't even afford duct tape.
My man Deshaun Watson be running for his life every game.
It's so bad. And my thing is that I feel bad for Deshaun Watson, but at the same time I'm I got 160 million reasons why that my sympathy kind of for you in this bad situation kind of went out the window.
For real. He was second highest paid quarterback after what? Why am I having a brain cramp? Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
So
speaking of them, they got mollywopped by the Raiders.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either. I mean, I picked them to go undefeated. So
you definitely did.
I'm like, can y'all at least lose a few weeks after I make my pick?
Yeah, they did it right away.
No, I'm like, this is. But shout out to Oakland. Shout out to Derek Carr. They needed this one.
Yo, Derek Carr, believe it or not, outplayed Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Three touchdowns. He had 1 interception. Threw for 347 passer yards, 22 of 31. A QB quarterback rating of 126.7. He was hooping.
Yeah.
And their running back, Josh Jacobs, so tough.
Yeah, they were really good. Running back,
so
Kirkman, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Richard. But another game that happened, last Thursday, Buccaneers and the.
Oh yeah, I know you want to talk about that one. Go ahead, do your thing.
Listen, it wasn't looking good early for Nick Foles, just missing routine throws. But when Nick Foles is really streaky, but when he's on and in rhythm, it's very scary. But I'm surprised, especially the way that that Tampa Bay was running the football. They decided to more so take the ball out of Ronald Jones' hands. He had over 100 yards rushing. They try to make Tom Brady the hero, and it just didn't pay. And once again, Nick Foles gets the better of Tom Brady, and Tom Brady walks off the field without shaking his hand.
Oh, but when LeBron walked out when there was 9 seconds left.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to hear it was a pandemic, going on. I'm like, I listen. He shook Justin Herbert's hand after Tampa Bay won. Tom Brady's just a sore loser. That's it.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
It's
Listen,
okay.
I don't like losing either. But
yeah, don't tell me it's because of the pandemic. We took a loss and I didn't feel like shaking a hand right now.
Yeah, listen, I'll appreciate that more. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right, we just got spanked. I'm upset. I didn't know if it was the 4th or 3rd quarter. And I mean, he did get sacked 3 times, and with all those dropbacks, maybe he didn't know. Yeah. Maybe he didn't know. He's looking a little oozy.
Yeah.
Little oozy, yeah. But I think Chicago might I don't know.
Listen, Chicago's 4-1. They're doing something right.
They are.
Listen, all quarterback issues aside, they're doing something right. David Montgomery's definitely starting to pick it up. And I think his workload is definitely going to start increasing. Allen Robinson was definitely proving more and more that he's wide receiver number 1, 10 catches, 90 yards. The interception that Foles did throw was his fault, but
it happens.
You take 80% good with 80% good with 20% bad. But Chicago definitely run defense wise, they need to start shaping it up. But this NFC North, it's definitely looking like it's going to be Bears and Packers again.
Yeah, it's looking that way, especially the way that Aaron Rodgers has been playing. I know that's your boy. I know Langston loves Aaron Rodgers. All you guys do is talk and gloat about Aaron Rodgers all day.
Hey. We dedicated a half hour, and justifiably so, for LeBron James. Let me give him a little 15 minutes with Aaron Rodgers.
15, that's pushing it, bro. I'll give you 5. He only got 1 ring, bro. Talking LeBron, he got 4. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right. I mean, he was on a bye, so there's really not much I can say.
Oh, great. So it's 3 minutes?
Oh, my God.
Go ahead. Uninterrupted.
No,
3 minutes.
There's really nothing I can say. He was on a bye. But, Russell Wilson, another, fabulous, full quarter comeback. Him and DK Metcalf is looking like, that next, terror combo. But, listen, Seattle and Green Bay, to me, right now, are the top of the class of the NFC.
For sure.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They still undefeated, too, right?
Yeah.
I know Seattle's 5-0.
Seattle's 5-0. Packers are 4-0. They had a bye. And next week, they got a game against, Tampa Tom.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see what Tom Brady's going to be able to bring because he's starting to – father might be catching him.
Yeah.
I think I might have to call him Thomas again.
Yeah.
I think he had 1 Tom Brady game. Now he's Thomas. Before you move on, though, Russell Wilson leading the NFL with 19 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He has he's second in passing yards with 1,502. He's just been playing completely lights out, and it's just I never saw this much consistency coming from him, and now it's really. He's not playing at all. These guys have been.
Him, Aaron Rodgers, and Josh Allen. Those are the 3 horses that are leading the MVP race right now.
Yo, I'm with you on that one.
And we're definitely going to be seeing Josh Allen more. With a Tuesday night game. The last time there was a Tuesday night football game was in 2010, where the Eagles taking on the Vikings.
Really, what happened in 2010?
There's a massive snowstorm. Yeah, it was going to be a Sunday night game. But they moved it to Tuesday, in wake of post-Blizzard.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was a Joe Webb game.
Yo! I do remember. Did we win that game?
No, we lost.
Oh. Anywho.
Yeah. Switch gears real quick.
Yeah, anywho.
But, a few more things just to wrap this up. Falcons lost. Dan Quinn's fired. Just completely blow it up.
You're fired.
Yeah. Dolphins blowing out the 49ers. But the biggest thing that I take away from that Dolphins 49ers game, Dolphins mollywopped the 49ers.
Facts.
43-17. Even with all the injuries, Jimmy Garoppolo was benched.
Really?
For C.J. Beathard. And I wanted to know. I want to see.
But he just came back.
He was playing poorly.
Wow.
You saw, Kyle Shanahan, he will not hesitate to pull you for playing poor performances. You saw that on the Sunday night game where Nick Mullins was after he threw that pick 6, C.J. Beathard, came in and played. But I'm worried about the 49ers. They were a really great defensive team last year. Obviously now they're suffering a lot of injuries, a lot of setbacks. I think the biggest injury now is them missing Nick Bosa, from that front unit. And DeForest Buckner got traded also, but I think Javon Kinlaw will be fine. Just give him a few years. But,
My thing with the Niners is I've never been sold on Jimmy Garoppolo at all.
Yeah.
I've never been sold. I get what he did under Bill Belichick, and that was able to get him traded. And we all know the controversy that happened there. That's who Bill Belichick wanted as his next quarterback. He goes over to San Francisco. I've never been sold on the kid. He's never done anything where I'm like, yo, this kid. He never did anything like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He never looked like Carson Wentz. Shoot, he never even looked like Nick Foles. So I've never been sold on Jimmy G.
I'm Jared Goff, honestly.
Facts.
But all things considered, all right, let me pose this question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If Dak Prescott doesn't get signed back from Dallas, do you see him going to San Fran?
Why not? I don't see why not. Shoot, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Matt Ryan could possibly be traded. Dak Prescott could end up in Atlanta.
Huh.
We have no idea because I think the mind is made up. I think that may have been the last game that we'll ever see Dak Prescott in a Cowboys jersey. I'm starting. I just feel it.
Yeah.
Like unless they it would be like it wouldn't make any sense for them to go ahead and sign him now.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, why would you sign him now? You didn't believe in him before.
And now you want to believe him after a serious injury like that.
Right. Like, come on. Like, thank God, like, the surgery was successful.
Yeah.
And, they're already talking the timetable, as you mentioned earlier, 4 to 6 months. So thank God everything went well. But that, I wouldn't be surprised at that destination.
Okay. All right. So, Dolphins blow out the 49ers. Next game, Browns. They're 4-1.
That's your squad, bro.
Yeah.
That's your squad.
I picked them to be a playoff team last year. They're a year behind schedule, but it's working.
They look good.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they have so many weapons.
Yeah.
It's finally. I mean, Baker's looking fair.
Yeah.
Baker's
not gonna.
He's not gonna light it up.
Yeah.
He's looking fair. Kareem Hunt, though, I feel like that's the steal.
Yeah.
When I heard Kansas City let him go, I understand, but I'm like, yo, he's so young. But then I heard when he went to the Browns, I'm like, wait, what? And they're already loaded at the running back position, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, I still want us to get Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, Baker, 21-37, 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt, 20 carries. But the calling card they're obviously not going to run for 300 rushing yards every single week.
Absolutely.
But the thing is that they ran the ball, effectively. They ran the ball 33 times.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's a formula for winning. You run the ball, you get this play action face. Kevin Stefanski, once again, he came from Minnesota,
yep.
In which that was their entire offense. Running the ball and get this play actions. We got a caller.
Doobie.
Uptown Radio, WJYN. And I'm sorry about that. The caller dropped. But anyway, listen, Odell Beckham, 5 catches.
My bad.
5 catches, 58 yards. Jarvis Landry, 4 catches, 88 yards. The LSU boys doing it. Austin Hooper had another good game. Rashard Higgins, who's their number 3 wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Kareem Hunt, obviously we know about the dual threat ability that he has, during the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, listen, it's working. They're winning games. They're winning games that they're supposed to win. And, but the Colts also as well, 3-2, still striking distance for potential win at NFC North.
Let's talk about how Dookie Phillip Rivers has been playing.
Oh,
are you kidding? Only 4 touchdowns on the season, 5 interceptions. Who is this guy? Does he still live in LA? Like, I'm confused as to what's going on.
Honestly, you got to ask yourself this one. I'm like, was Jacoby Brissett really that bad that you're not going to turn to him? Because the whole purpose of bringing Phillip Rivers in and reuniting him, with Frank Wright was to recapture that magic that he had in, his younger days in San Diego. And it's just not working.
Yeah, no, it's not working at all. And, to be honest, he wasn't even this bad last season. Last season alone, he was just completely – he looked like Phillip Rivers last year. This year, not quite the same. He had a total of what did he say? Well, I just had it. I lost it. Yeah, he had 23 touchdowns. I'm saying, 20 interceptions.
Yeah.
All right, he looked a little average.
He's falling off that cliff that everybody's talking about Tom Brady falling.
Oh, so I guess Phillip Rivers is on. It's crazy because he still talks so much trash.
Phillip Rivers is a ravine. Phillip Ravine. That's what we're calling him now.
I support it.
Anyway, and last but not least, the Chargers had another heartbreaking 1-score loss against the New Orleans Saints.
The Chargers the past 2 seasons, I feel for them. They could have easily last year been 13-3.
Yeah.
And then this year they could easily be 5-0.
Yeah. Indiana, I feel bad for Anthony Lynn, the head coach for the Chargers, because in the end it's gonna fall back for him. And is like how much leeway you're going to get, after being a playoff team 2 years ago.
Yep.
Like how many bad seasons can like really pull. I understand you lose these close games, but as a coach, you're supposed to win these close games as well.
Supposed to, right? You would think.
Yeah, you would think. But Chargers are just the most unlucky team in the NFL.
Right. How about Justin Herbert? He was playing money. 20 for 34, 264 passing yards, 4 touchdowns against Drew Brees.
And Keenan Allen got hurt mid-game.
Yes.
So
the fact that this kid outplayed Drew Brees is something.
And
they might have a star.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole what's his name? Terrell Pryor.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole thing's
no, Tyrod Taylor.
I'm sorry, yeah, Tyrod Taylor. Maybe this whole
Terrell Pryor was yeah, never mind.
Yeah, don't mind me. Maybe this whole punctured lung thing might have been a coincidence.
Yeah, it is. No, honestly, if I'm Terrell Pryor, I'm suing.
Get that coin.
Yeah, no, that's
get that coin.
Because I could have died.
Facts.
I could have died. Like I'm suing you guys.
For all that, just say like, yo, we're gonna put the young ball in. Like you ain't gotta puncture his lung. He might as well sue, get that bread.
Yeah.
Like my mom says, because she just learned this word. Run me my coin.
Is there anything else there that you taught your mom?
I didn't teach her. It was crazy. I didn't teach her that. So so what happens is because she has Amazon Prime, so I'll just send her the link. I'm like, yo, buy this. I'll send you the money. She's like, all right, cool. So she buys it, and she's like, all right, paid for it. Run me my coin. I'm like, what? who taught you that? She's like, oh, I heard one of my nieces say it after she got her straight A's on her report card, talking about run me my coin. So I was like, oh, interesting.
I kind of miss those days where you get a good report card and you get money off that.
I know. You know what? All right.
But when I stopped, when I got older, they stopped doing that. I'm like, all right, I stopped caring too.
Yeah, same. Like, right. I remember there was one year. My mom was like, oh, if you get honor roll, like, I'll get you whatever you wanted. I'm like, all right, cool. So I got honor roll one quarter, and I asked for, like, the newest Iversons. Now, you remember the commercial where he's, like, running through the city with the basketball, like, fastest. Anyway, he's running really fast.
Yeah.
So, you see my eyes, like, I can read it from here. So he's running really fast, right? So I remember, like, when my mom first got me those sneakers, I did almost the same thing. Like I put on like a little sweatsuit, I grabbed a basketball, and I'm running like really fast outside, like thinking I'm Allen Iverson. I'm just like, yo, like this is it. Like I was hyped. That's how much of an AI fan I was as a kid.
That's how much AI meant to the city. I don't think the amount of influence that man had
it's remarkable. Yeah. Not even just the city, but the entire NBA culture. He's the reason for the braids, the tattoos, the arm sleeves. The dress code.
Yeah.
Like Allen Iverson is really a NBA hip hop icon for like forever.
The man got his braids done during mid game.
Now that's a legend. That's a legend.
So he was like, yeah, you got 3 minutes. They're gonna shift me back in. I'm playing 40 minutes a night. You only got like a few seconds.
Right. Like make it do what it do.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't mean to throw us off with that.
Oh man, it's all good, man. It's just Philly talk, man.
You already know. Yo, all right, because we're talking basketball for a second. I know we're about to wrap up.
Yeah.
It's real quick. I'd say this is a hot take. LeBron James is secretly the godfather of positionless basketball.
I'll agree to that.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about
Play
it.
any position.
Any position. Things like even though his shot may not be the craziest, he plays all 5 positions.
Yeah.
He's the godfather. He's deep down the reason why these teams adjusted, but the way that Golden State shoots, like no one can.
I'll say either him or Kevin Durant.
I would say LeBron first.
Yeah.
He's been doing it much longer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say much longer, but those guys can play all 5 positions.
Yeah.
But if you can get a hybrid who can do all 5 and shoot,
yes. Yeah, but the only reason why I put like Kevin Durant in that conversation is because there's no position that you could put, somebody on Kevin Durant and like try to like slow him down.
And it's not a mismatch.
Yeah.
Every position's a mismatch.
Yeah. You put a power forward or center on him, he's too quick. You put somebody, try to match that quickness, he's undersized.
Yep.
So, I'll agree to that. And, by the way, shout outs to the New York Yankees getting eliminated from postseason.
See you.
And also, the Houston Astros are in the ACLS.
How? Are they still cheating?
No, there's no fans.
Oh.
So, there's no fans. So, I will laugh so hard after all the grief that the Houston Nationals got, and justifiably so. They end up going back to the World Series and winning.
They still weren't punished, right?
Somebody got suspended.
What, 20 games?
I think like a general manager got suspended for like a year or something like that. But they didn't get. But whatever punishment they got, it wasn't.
It wasn't justifiable.
Yeah, no.
They cheated.
Yeah, but
Cheaters.
it just be like all the grief that they got. It would just be funny that if they all of a sudden they win a World Series, I'm like, what's the point of you guys cheating?
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the time that we have. We got to wrap it up early. Stay tuned to the Running Back Show. Once again, Chris Thomas,
Mark Thompson. Make sure I get out there and vote.
That's right. Until next time. Peace.
Peace. Damn, that shit was loud as shit. Oh my gosh.
Wait,
you gotta hit the YouTube too.
Y'all was still on?
Yeah, I cursed.
Okay.
Not allowed. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm good
Well,
for it.
YouTube doesn't matter, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I cursed.
I'm lit.